Welcome back, State of Decay 2 survivors. This is Congrexes Prime coming at you with another Prime Directive, Episode 4, guest starring Necro, aka Tino, and my
Yo,
boy Bunndee D. And I would like to just give Necro the floor here since he's our special guest and let him do his thing.
hey, what's good, mates? Yeah, as well, Tino for the first time here on Congrexes or Prime's channel. I'm grateful for being here, and that's all I have to say.
Bunny, my dude, you got the floor, bro.
How's it going, everybody? Glad to be here for episode number 4 of the Prime Directive. Let's get into the conversation.
Heck yeah, man. I'm ready, my dude.
Oh, one more thing before we get started. I never got a chance to do this on the air, so I'm going to do it right now. Congratulations to my boy, Congrexes Prime. Hit 1K, and
Yep,
we are pushing
deserved.
forward. Exactly. Well deserving.
I don't
See
even
the
know what.
2K in matter of the next 3 to 4 months already.
No, come on. Come on, Tino. Stop playing like that, man. I don't even know what to say,
I'm
buddy.
just being realistic. You'll see.
Why you gonna do something like that, dude? I got nothing. I'm speechless, man. Thank you. That sucks, man. You putting me on the spot like that, bro. That's not cool. But thank
Like
you,
I
though. I
said, well
appreciate it.
deserved. Well deserved.
I
Definitely.
appreciate it, guys. All right, guys. Let's get on track here. We're gonna ask 4 questions like we normally do in the Prime Directive, and these questions are always gonna pertain normally about State of Decay or games similar to State of Decay. Right now we're kind of hot and heavy on Lethal Zone, and we're hot and heavy on State of Decay 3. So we're gonna be talking some stuff about the new Lethal Zone and our experiences. We have 3 questions on State of Decay 2, and our last question is gonna be on State of Decay 3. So I'm gonna put everything on the screen so that the people that are listening to this can look at the questions that we're gonna ask in the order we're gonna ask them, and our guests are going to be, asked the questions right now. So we're going to start with Tino. He's our special guest, so he gets the first at bat. And I want your thoughts on Lethal Zone, my dude.
So yeah, I'm humbled to being the starter. So yeah, my opinion itself about the Lethal Zone is pretty. I mean, coming to both sides, because I honestly think that the drop chances of certain items and the loot itself got reduced a lot, and especially the damage the vehicles take are hard to deal with. But my overall opinion about Lethal Zone is it's something that we wanted. I mean, older veteran players and guys like us who needed a harder difficulty than Nightmare Zone, something we, to be honest, deserved. I mean, we got Green Zone and what was it, end of June. So we had to have something on the other hand for, like I said, players who want more. Because you have to always consider that modding Nightmare Zone or having a more difficulty approach to the Nightmare Zone itself by using mods is something that always produces new issues and new bugs if new updates get released. And so yeah, having a vanilla version or harder version by the devs itself, something that I really appreciate for having in State of Decay 2. And yeah, something we really need to cope with at the beginning. So it's definitely not some piece of a cake of a difficulty. It's
Yeah.
something I
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
underestimating at the beginning. I just thought, yeah, well, maybe some new traumas and injuries the zombies may provide to us, and yeah, a decreased zombie parameter. But no, the blood feral is something you really shouldn't mess with. The blood screamer was always, especially if you met a whole choir of 3 of them. Choir, I think is the word in English. So yeah, sorry, I'm not a native speaker, as most of you may already know. But that's
You're,
another topic.
you're
So
good, bro.
overall, if I had to, thanks. If I had to rate Lethal Zone itself, it's definitely a more interesting challenge than Nightmare Zone compared to, because Nightmare Zone always felt the same compared to Dread Zone. It feels too much like Dread Zone, especially before they patched Nightmare Zone and nerfed, for example, the influence that you gain from killing Juggernauts and Ferals, because you gained the same values on Nightmare Zone that you gained on Dread Zone. So, for example, killing a Feral was back then, what was it, 25, 30 influence, something like that, or I think 50, even 50, yeah, and Juggernauts 100, so they made it now the other way
125.
around.
Yeah. Yeah, if you had
Mhm.
modifiers, it'd be like 125, 150 influence
Yeah,
if you had the
it
mod.
was a
Yeah.
lot if you had the
Yep.
influence, the
It was
radio
crazy. Yep.
influence boost from your command center.
Hmm.
You had 120 influence from killing one Juggernaut. Now it's exactly the opposite way around. So you gain those influence values on higher difficulty, lower difficulties like green zone, standard zone. Now in lethal zone, you gain pretty much nothing from killing regular, or not regular, but the blood screamers or blood bloaters. You merely get 2 or 3 influence, even boosted. So it's something very interesting that we players need to cope with and really figure out what's the most important to us. So that is something I really love about such games. If you increase the difficulty of it, also having automatically a higher or setting your priorities completely new, approaching with a new strategy. Because at the beginning I was already almost messing up by sending my main character, my numeric main character, on a suicide mission, because the blood plague is really dangerous with around about 5 minutes. If you get more scratches, it's been decreased at, I think, 20 to 30% of the time. So if you get attacked 1 or 2 more times by a blood fairy, for example, you're
If you
on less than
if
3.5 minutes. Yeah,
yeah,
go
if
ahead.
you get hit with the blood plague on, like the timer on, by a feral or by a juggernaut, they will instant kill you. That's something you
Yeah,
have to be very careful of, and most people don't take that
they
to
underestimate
account.
it
And it's 5 minutes,
Yeah,
yeah. And if they swipe
at the
you,
beginning.
it shrinks dramatically. And if they grab you,
yeah,
they will execute you. It's done.
Yes,
yeah.
almost
Because if a
instantly.
jug grabs you, even if he throws you down, you're gonna be like in the middle of his cloud. So
Yeah,
that's a
You're dead.
preferred exposure.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're dead.
right.
That's it.
Especially if you're
So,
downed, he just grabs you, like you said, and then he tears you apart. It's already a
mhm.
thing that they had in Nightmares on. It was the main thing that killed many players, community members or characters. But
Yes.
now in Lethal Zone with 5 minutes left, Jesus Christ! I mean, the treatment beds are one of the main priority things to
Oh
get
yeah,
you back to
yes,
health.
yes.
The
I've
treatment beds
never
risking
had
your
so many
fucking power.
characters. Yep, I never had so many characters in my medical facility ever, man. That is some serious stuff. You're absolutely right, man.
Yeah, especially now with lower lower drop chance of the plague samples, because man, I think I got maybe 18 or 19, not even 20 plague samples from killing 4 or 5 plague cards. So you really
That's
need
rough.
to put
It's
up a new
rough, man.
strategy.
Yeah,
And
I think resourcefulness and pathology, like you said, are a must, man. You cannot
definitely
operate in Nightmare Zone. I mean, Lethal Zone without that.
Little
There,
Zone.
it's
Mhm.
just too much. And if you pick the wrong fights and you're forced to use those samples, man, you start to feel the pressure really quick. So,
If you're driving along the street and you bump
oops.
into a
Oh,
loader
my favorite move.
or
Yes,
crash your car,
yes, yes. I,
then
I, I
it's
know.
hell on earth.
Yes, it is. All right, Tino, you're good because I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, I'm
pass the
good.
question. I'm gonna pass the question
Definitely.
now to Bunny. All right,
Also want
Bunny.
to ask the question.
All right, Bunny, it's your turn, my dude. What are your thoughts on Lethal Zone, bro?
Uh, well, Lethal Zone, it's a cool zone. Um it's good on paper, right? Because we talked about it when they first announced it, or what did we think was going to be in Lethal Zone, and pretty much what we thought it was going to be, it turned out to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we figured they were going to put the Plague Freaks in there, right? Because
Bunny,
they had
before
to. But what else could?
but Bunny, before we go any
What's that?
further,
Mm-hmm.
let make the viewers understand. He means me and him, not Tino. We didn't
Right.
talk to Tino.
Yep.
Tino's new to the
Right.
conversation,
Okay.
so we is me and Buddy. Okay, go ahead, keep going, bro.
And then in general, I'm sure most people probably thought the same as well. That they had to put the plague freaks in there because in Nightmare they put the plague juggernaut. So why not, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing was, uh, if they were gonna make this mode, what are they gonna do? Okay, they're gonna make it harder to get loot. So they're gonna raise the stats on that and then lower the stats on other things, make the enemies more dangerous and stuff like that. So that's exactly what they did. So that wasn't a surprise. Um, the thoughts that I'm having right now is that most of the time I played State of Decay was once a week when you and me did the stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was basically playing it like casually, not that much anymore. Because I was doing other games, especially since I started the channel.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mafia.
since Lethal Zone has come out, I'm playing it. I started a playthrough on it on Lethal with fresh characters, and it's like playing the game when it first came out. You
Yes.
know, you're looking
Yes.
out for all the dangers. You don't have any equipment, any resources. So on that front, it's fun. It's cool. I like it. But it's also fun to get in with a community that you have well established with resources, which again, that's mostly what we do on stream and stuff like that.
Yes,
So
sir.
on paper, it's cool, it's fun, it's a good challenge. I guess I'll save my other thoughts for the next question because that gets into
Yes.
experiences with the game. So I'll hold off
Exactly.
on that.
Exactly. All right. So now it's my turn on the question. Lethal Zone. What do I think? I can tell you guys that when I have a playthrough, I'm pretty unique on this because most people don't know this. I started playing State of Decay to the day it came out. I pre-ordered it. I got the super duper deluxe edition with all the bells and whistles. I had certain expectations because I played SOD1, and I started playing Standard Zone, and I found myself um, losing interest in the game in Standard Zone initially because the original Standard Zone. And I played three playthroughs, three legacies, and I never even got the builder legacy done in Standard Zone. Then many moons later, I was searching through YouTube and I saw a content creator, and I'm gonna say his name because he shouted me out in the past, and that was Get Good Fox's first Nightmare Zone edition, right? And I had already had State of Decay. I hadn't played it for like 8 months or something like that, and I saw it and I was like, wow, Nightmare Zone, what is this, right? And I saw it and I was like, wow, I got to get back into this. This actually looks like it's something I want to do. I want to challenge myself that way. And I recorded my very first playthrough ever. There's no variation. It was exactly me learning the game in Nightmare Zone. Like, that's my very first recording. And that was like what got my channel over to State of Decay 2 was Nightmare Zone. And then I started playing Nightmare Zone and I started picking the holes in the game, because you start picking it, you start picking up on stuff and you start learning the mechanics. Then it came to the point where Nightmare Zone became standard. And that's crazy, but that's what happens to all of us, right? That happened to you, Tino,
Yep.
and that happened to you, Bundy. I'm sure it felt like Standard Zone again. Freaking
Well,
Lethal
for
Zone.
me, it's a little different because you know this. Not everybody knows, but I say this from time to time. I play games mostly for fun. It's not about a challenge anymore. I leave that to the young
Mm.
guys.
Oh, here
And
we go.
I started State of Decay not for the zombies, but for the loot, right? And one of the two issues I had was the loot and the vehicles. So, I went back and forth between Nightmare and sometime I went back to Standard just for a more casual experience, a more loot heavy experience. But now with the sliders, we can kind of play with that a little bit, so that makes it a little bit better. But that's just me personally. That's the way I play.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like to me this is because we're talking about my my thoughts on Lethal
Right.
Zone,
Yep.
and this is coming full circle. It I missed that fear I had of the game in Nightmare
Right.
Zone when I first stepped into it. I really missed it. When I stepped into Lethal Zone for the very first time, I'd had that fear again. And I say naked and not afraid, that's a sham because I missed that high sense of awareness that I get when you get into that mode of like things can go bad, and it's like to me it's like an innate human ability to you put a human in a really bad situation, and these senses kick in, and it's like an adrenaline dump for me. That's why I like Lethal Zone. That's what I was gonna
So,
get
so
at.
you're saying you actually are afraid?
Yes, bunny, I do get afraid.
naked and
All right.
afraid.
You can't take the title back, my dude.
No,
You
I'm
know,
not taking
you
it
gave me
back. It's
permission
a, it's
to
it's
use
a,
afraid and my title, my playthrough, so you can't have it
look,
back.
but
It's copyrighted.
yeah, it's copyright. Yeah, it's over. You already took it. Don't worry, Bunny. But yes, I mean, if any man will tell you they're not afraid, they're full of crap. I'll tell you
Mhm.
that right now. And a smart man
Which
would
means at
admit that
least
he's afraid.
cautious.
No, you're gonna be afraid.
Yeah.
All right, just like when you compete, Tino, you box. So like I know that, and I also did mixed martial arts growing up. So, and I competed as well in full contact tournaments.
Yeah. Me
Before
too.
you step into the ring, you
I
get
just
this
fought on the
like,
playground.
yeah, you just a backyard brawler. That's what Bunny was. And he was part of
We're all
Kimbo Slice's
experienced.
crew. He was part of Kimbo Slice's crew. You know, they did the backyard brawling. Anyway, um, um, before you get into that ring, you get these butterflies, right? You don't know
Yeah. In the stomach.
if you gotta do pee, you
Yeah,
gotta poop,
like you want to vomit or
vomit.
pee.
You gotta do everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Those are butterflies. That's that innate thing that I missed on Lethal Zone. That's what I was
Mm.
getting at.
The
All
adrenaline.
right, the adrenaline dump. That's what I miss about doing, full contact fighting. I miss that, and now that
Mm.
the Lethal Zone, I feel it again. And to
Yeah,
me,
I got you.
it's like uh,
It's a
almost like a
blood rush.
drug. Like a
Yeah.
drug, yeah. It's like a rush. Like, yeah, and I would get myself in bad situations, and I gotta think my way out, and it's awesome.
Hmm.
I think Under Lab succeeded in Lethal Zone in that respect. But the next question, I gotta save the rest of my answer for. So, Bunny, we're gonna lead off with the second question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, my dude. Here we go. Lethal Zone. Uh, your overall gaming experiences, are they positive or negative? What do you got to say about it?
Overall is positive because again, my playthrough on the channel is me with a fresh community. So the challenge is there, the fear is there, and just to reiterate, the title of my series is Naked, Afraid, and Alone.
Mm.
So I'm naked, I'm definitely afraid, and I'm going at it alone. So
We're definitely naked.
it crosses, it ticks all those boxes off, you know.
No,
The
yeah.
only thing is technically, and we've said that before, and it shows its hand a lot,
Mm-hmm.
is the engine. The engine can only handle so much, especially since they have to make this thing run on last
Consoles.
generation. Now we're in a new generation, Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So the zombies popping up when you turn around slightly to the right or to the left, and it's like you got a zombie on your back, you got a screamer showing up when the screamer wasn't there before.
Yeah,
My
out of
character
nowhere.
is like, "Ooh, there's a screamer," and I'm looking around, where? It makes for a
Hmm.
fun moment in the video, but technically, it gets kind of a little aggravating at times,
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, you can
immersion
speak on that,
breaking.
Prime.
That's the way.
Exactly,
It's immersion breaking.
exactly.
I agree with
And
you.
that's one of the things. And something else that happened in one of my playthroughs is like, and I said it and I felt it. I knew it was going to happen, and I saw that happen in one of your videos as well. When
Mm-hmm.
you got an enclave follower following you and you're trying to be quiet,
Forget that
whew,
idea.
forget
Yeah,
that,
that's
because
a the.
noise is a really, really, really big factor in Lethal
Mm-hmm.
Zone. So
It's soul
you get
crushing.
a screamer coming out,
Yeah,
anything.
it's soul
So
crushing.
you got to be on the fly thinking about it. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the only things that I would say negatively is that the technical issues, the game engine is putting a lot on the game engine to do the things that Lethal Zone is asking it to do. And if you can get over that, and the way I combat that is that right now I'm somewhat kind of getting attached to my characters, but those are not my beloved characters. So if I lose them, it's gonna be a loss because it's gonna mess up my playthrough. But at the same time, it's not my beloved characters that I have.
You're not gonna
So
be crushed. It's not like losing the queen. I
right.
got you. I
And,
got
and,
you.
and to add back to what you said about being afraid, I've noticed. because we all love this game. We all watch other people play this game. The only people that I see play this game that are not afraid is the people that are not afraid to lose their characters. You
That's
know, they're
correct.
more
That's
carefree. They're
correct.
not worrying about
Yeah,
it.
right.
And then you look, they got 5 or 6 tombstones in their community. So it is what
That,
it is. People play it the way they want.
exactly. All right. So since we're doing a round robin, Tino, it's gonna be me, and then it's gonna be
Yeah, of
you.
course.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My overall gaming experience is it's been very positive. I have a couple little quirks, like I there's certain things I don't like about the gaminess of the mechanics. Like for example, like Bunny mentioned it, zombies just Hanzo touring from behind, Ninja Kogan out of nowhere. You clear your six, there's nobody behind you, there's a wall, and unless you have a wall, then the Kogan Ninja is gonna come out. You know what I mean? So I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like stuff creeping up on me because it breaks immersion. The same thing is you peep out a particular building or a structure and you look around, you do your recon, and you see nothing. You go into the building, you're on your very last tick of uncovering the circle of antitrust, as I like to call it, or circle of trust. And then 20 billion zombies appear from the Starship
Yeah.
Enterprise.
Mm.
That right there.
They're
That
walking towards you.
oh my, and they come like
Yeah,
grudge. They come out of the
I usually
ground.
say when that
Yeah.
happens, I know we usually say they got teleported in from the starship, but it's
Yeah.
like these are zombies, not ghosts. They're not supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah, exactly. They don't come
It's
out from the second
supernatural. That's not supernatural.
There's not a tear in time and space. They just can't show up like that. You know what I mean? That
Right.
doesn't work. So to me that's immersion breaking. I don't like that part of the game, but everything else about Lethal Zone is really good. They've done some tweaks on the zombies, and some of us have caught it, some of us have not yet, and we'll talk more about that later. And that's what I think. I think overall, definitely good. There's certain things I wish they will tone back. Like for example, I attack a plague heart and a damn pharaoh shows up. Okay, cool, no problem. And then I kill that pharaoh, another pharaoh shows up. Okay, no problem. I kill another pharaoh, another one comes out, and then come out, and then and damn, I look at that. Google was listening to me. You guys heard that?
Yeah, I heard
I
it.
heard.
Google's
Yeah.
not paying attention, guys. They're not paying attention, but they were listening to me there. And um, so to me, that's immersion breaking. There's a point where you have to scale it back a little bit. I think there's certain things that's good about Lethal Zone, and there's certain things that are not good. And those are the things I give and take. I give credit, and I also give the flaws. All right, so Tino, your turn, my dude.
All right. Yeah, most of my experience I already shared with the first question, which was a slight mistake by my side, but some things that I can add. I mean, I'm more tending towards that I like Lethal Zone more than disliking. Like I said, more like a 7-3 ratio. Like if I had to, spread 10 points,
In the same way.
or got
Yep.
10 points, I would say 3 to
Yep.
dislike, or not really dislike, but liking less, and 7 points to that I'm liking it, and
Same.
I'm tending more towards that because I got some huge issues, like you both mentioned before. The spawn rate is pretty confusing in my experience so far, because sometimes I encounter plague hearts and I expect to also encounter automatically some plague hordes or more plague zombies spawning within my ratio of the building that I'm
Mm-hmm.
striking at. But sometimes I'm just left there with like 3 or 4 zombies only, and that's a little bit confusing, and also a situation where I was formally prepared to encounter more zombies, and then on the other hand, I sometimes encounter like you said before, I'm looting a building, cleared it out previously, and then I'm stepping out the building again, or just suddenly get attacked by like a horde of 10, 15 more zombies all of a sudden. So like you said, it's immersion breaking. So it's not immersive anymore in that case, and doesn't
It's in the
fit into the
code.
spawn system. Yeah,
That's what I have to tell you. It's in the code, man. They do that to give you a false sense of security. The minute you
right.
feel safe, that's when they're gonna strike.
You're
Just
not feeling
remember
safe.
those exact words that you always remember. Whenever you have that eerie feeling in that game, it's coming.
So mostly it's right.
Yeah. So that's in
Yeah.
the code. That's why you always hear me say, "Man, here comes the cheat code," because I already know what to expect. I've played
When
the game
zombies
long enough.
suddenly You're
Yeah.
in the middle of the dodge and zombies suddenly grab your
Oh
back
yeah.
or teleport behind you. Like that's something that they really need to fix. It's a matter they should
They
really
you
address
you read
because it's been going on for a long time.
you
Yeah,
read the pat you read the game what's it called the
the patch
patch
notes.
notes.
Or
Patch
The
notes.
yeah,
patch
yeah, yeah.
notes, there's in quotations unfair combat. It's in the code, man.
Really?
Yes, sir. It's
Because I
in the
haven't read
code. And
them
matter of
fully.
fact,
So
I'm gonna because if you listen to Jeffrey Card and
mhm.
the stream, they say it in there as well. They read the patch notes and they were like unfair
Oh,
combat, and they kind of stress that. They're basically letting you know they got cheat codes on, bro. That's it,
yeah, yeah.
and you got to be
It's
ready
like
for that.
previously with the enclaves. They added aimbot on the enclaves to make it more a harder approach for other players.
Yes,
It's
yes, and
yeah,
you had to approach enclaves, and even sometimes, even if you did everything right, you still do it wrong.
yeah.
Back in the day, it
Yeah,
didn't
you're
matter.
moving in a zigzag
Yeah,
away from
yeah,
them, but they still got you.
it
It's
doesn't
at least
matter.
something they slightly nerfed, and but nonetheless, I would really love to see some more plague drops because that's my next point, point number 2 that I'm really critiquing a lot, or
Hmm.
criticizing, not critiquing, criticizing, and I'm really arguing a lot in my walkthrough because, I mean, yeah, you can nerf and reduce the drop chances of certain items, but plague samples are needed, or they should be at least not twice the amount, but let's say 1.5 the amount of now in play cards. So, for example, instead of 4 or 5, you get 6 or 7.
It would
Or
be nice. It would be nice if we get that
yeah,
because it normally takes about a plague cure to kill a plague heart. If you if,
yeah,
if you have to fight all the zombies,
exactly.
if you're not gaming the game, you're gonna get plagued once at a minimum. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's ways to
So
game the
I,
game, but if you're doing it
I think
legitimately,
that's the reason why I'm gonna utilize the sliders for the ultimate gaming experience. Get
Yeah,
the plague freaks in there, but raise the loot. That way
yeah.
I
For
can have
example,
the
red
most
level.
fun.
yeah,
Right,
yeah. I
right.
mean that's
So the
what
sliders are gonna come in handy, I think,
they
for that.
will. Yeah, you're able to adjust, but if you're gonna go full lethal, I mean, it's almost by design. I don't know if you guys have figured this out already. You can't go in there with a new community. It's by
Hmm.
design, and I'm looking at the numbers right now where I'm at and the day I'm in and where I'm at in influence because I already know when hell's coming. Because I know the number. I know the magical number is 8,000
Yeah,
influence,
it will automatically increase
and then
within
you'll
your
see. Yep,
overall influence that you gained and the level of your
exactly,
characters.
exactly. So
That's something
now,
they explained in detail in their what was it
enough.
September difficulty
Yes,
slider
yes,
analysis with
yes,
Brian. Was Brian Giammi in there? I think so, or someone
yes,
else that discussed this topic. But yeah,
yes.
to finish up that matter for me, uh, I mean, yeah, we are already aware from the beginning that the drop chances will automatically be increased, but it's a little bit too much, the decrease rate itself, unless you really start off right from the beginning with someone who has medicine or even better pathology, because pathology is, in
Yes.
my opinion, highly needed because the
Yes.
infection therapy in your base uh,
Yes.
decreases your amount of plague samples that you need for it from 3 down to 1. And the
Yes.
for plague samples, I think 5 down to,
To
I don't
three.
know the exact number,
To
3, yeah,
three.
3. Wasn't
It's
sure
three.
about 2 or
They
4,
didn't change
but
that. Yeah, they didn't change
that's
that.
needed. That's
Yeah, they didn't
always my
change
number
that.
one tip
Oh,
for everyone who approaches
yes.
Lethal Zone for the first time or
Yes.
every new community.
I, and I
Oh no,
think they
yeah,
sort of had to do that because people were always talking about they wanted harder, harder, harder.
yeah,
So they're like, well, we got to give them something harder. So hopefully they don't ask us for even harder difficulty.
mhm,
And I think that was their attitude going in. They were
yeah,
trying to do
definitely.
that, but not make it impossible. Give it a really, really hard challenge, and hopefully the community will stop asking for a harder mode. So.
Right. But also
Yeah,
the,
right.
the loot itself. No, no, go ahead. Talk.
No, yeah, yeah, right, Bundy. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, go ahead, Tino.
For example, the loot itself on the whole map is also increased or decreased a lot because I was expecting like yeah maybe a little bit less loot than compared to Nightmare Zone because Nightmare Zone, a pre-looted map, was like looking at 60% lootable, 40% or pre-looted, something like
Hmm.
that. Just what I have in mind. Um,
Now
just
it's worse.
they
Now
yeah,
it's
now it's
it's
like
Nightmare Zone.
70 to 80% stated in the patch notes. So
Yeah, but it's more like 70 to 80% from where
mhm,
it was at in
in
Nightmare
Nightmare
Zone.
Zone, right?
So it's
Not from,
even
for
less.
example, Nightmare Zone, not Standard or Dread Zone. That's another
Yes,
thing.
that's another
Right.
thing. The base number starts from Nightmare Zone. So let's say you were right, it's 40% looted and 60% unlooted. Now from that 60%, you take away
80%.
70 to 80%, and that's what you got to loot. So there's ways around that, and we can talk about it after. There's ways
Just one
around that.
thought that I also had is
Huh?
I had the other day that maybe the developers itself or the devs had the intention that we have to switch maps throughout
Yes,
one legacy.
yes.
So
There you
instead
go.
you focus on one map,
Yes,
loot only. You don't defeat any player card at all, or maybe just a
that's
few
right.
of them.
That's it.
Recruit
That's
the
it.
characters and then move to the next map. Yeah,
Level
that's
them
the
up, take your time, and then
approach.
move on. That's
Right.
your only, and then you have to cycle
Yeah,
through maps. You don't have a
I
choice.
thought about
Because
doing that
one map isn't
myself.
enough. Right.
Yeah, there's no. Me and Bundy were talking about this last night. As a matter of fact, we had a
Mhm.
conversation, and I told him, I said, I'm looking at the numbers, and there's
Yeah.
absolutely no way
Doesn't add up.
mathematically
It doesn't
I
add up.
can't do this. I
Mhm.
can't finish this map. I can't do it. I'm gonna run out of resources. I have to
That's
switch
really quick.
maps really
Especially now
quickly.
when your facilities and the ammo itself costs now 150%
Oh,
instead of
yep.
the usual amount.
Yes, and here's a killer right here.
Yeah.
Supplies used to be very easy to find. Like there was an abundant amount of
Mhm.
supplies. You would get 2 to 3 rucksacks from places, and there were rucksacks to find everywhere. You can
Yeah, you
call
always
in.
had your areas, so certain
Yeah,
areas that you knew, okay,
yes,
I can go there, I find at
yeah,
least 5, 6, 7 rucksacks with
exactly.
material.
And then once you
Yeah,
build your place up, then you were fine. Then you just hold some and use that to
yeah,
make
you're set.
parts. That's it. Yeah, and then
That's it.
you build the right outpost and you get the right setup, and then you start making supplies and then you're sustained. You can't do that because things cost so much,
Yeah,
and you have no way to build up to that point. So
exactly.
you know what I mean. So you're
You
playing from
have to know
behind.
what you want and need to build right from the start. You can, for example, build up a still and think about it twice, like, do I really need a still? No, you have to know what you really
Yes,
need from the start to the
yes.
beginning, to the end. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Mhm.
And you can't make mistakes because then it puts you back. And it's going to come
Right.
to a point where you're going to start running into packs of pharaohs. Like, not
That's
just
right.
one pharaoh, packs,
Yeah.
as in plural. And, 3 are hard enough. Could you imagine 6? That's all I have to say.
That one was, yeah.
I don't have to go any further. But there's 2 ways around it. One, switching maps, and 2, using a trade depot. Most people
Mhm.
complain about the trade depot. Well, you know what? This is
But
This is
influence.
the only way to survive
Yeah.
in Lethal Zone. I'm sorry. There's no other way
But
around
I'd
it. Those are
say
the
I have
options.
to add that a trader depot is still the harder way to approach that because you still need to gain all the influence or have at least some trade high valuable trading items for that
That's the
because
killer. You're right. But
influence is still the
yep,
harder
yep.
thing to get by.
It is. And you know what? In building a trade depot, I think it's going to be some astronomical
It's
number,
extremely yeah.
like 40 supplies. It's going to be high.
All the legacy buildings are
Yeah,
top notch of resources.
yeah,
Even
and
more
it's
killers.
and I'm having trouble just finding 15.
I got you.
So
I got
to
you.
think,
Really,
so think,
Yeah,
yeah.
more
So
rush.
think about that. So think about
exactly.
that for a second. All right, so let's move on to the next question, guys. You guys are ready? This was I got to start this one off, so
Right.
I'm gonna keep it short. The future of State of Decay 2, within the game's capabilities, what do I want to see change? I think that within the game's capability, um, I want to be able to swap my weapons on command. I've been like wanting this for like since day one. I don't see why instead of having a combat knife, I can't have a pistol, and I can't switch to the pistol. You know, if I don't want to go close quarter combat, you know what I mean? If I don't want to go close quarter combat, why can't I have a pistol instead of the combat knife, right? So I have a sidearm. So I have a sidearm and I have a main weapon, and then if I want to have a sword or whatever, that's something I've always wanted. Kind of like in Breakpoint, that you have
Mhm.
multiple weapons, you can swap it out. I made a
Or
video
World
about
War
it.
Z, I think as well.
Yeah, I made a video about it, and I want that because in Lethal Zone, things are happening fast. If your weapon breaks, you can't be digging through your backpack trying to find something, or swap out a weapon or drop it. It takes too long on a controller. On mouse and keyboard, you can move faster. Sure. Some would argue that, well, Prime, just use the keyboard. You move faster. Sure. But I'm playing on a damn Xbox controller.
Controller. Yeah.
I need quick swap weapons. I need quick, press a button twice and I got my pistol. Press a button once, I got my assault rifle. Press a button 3 times, I got my sword. It's easier that way. Why can't we do that? Right? I mean, I don't know.
Right.
That's what I want to see. I think that's within the game's engine's capabilities. Now, you're next, Tino. So because you're the next on the circle here. So
Oh, all
that's
right.
the same question goes for you.
So what I really want and expect from State of Decay 2, it can be anything, right?
Yeah, it can be anything
So
as long as it's what you think is within the scope of on their lab's
yeah, then
games
the
engine. Yeah.
maybe most time consuming, but at the same time the easiest thing to implement in the game without having to restructure everything or implementing a new feature would be my number one wish for many months now. I mean, yeah, they just implemented one at the beginning of the year with the Juggernaut Edition, which was a map, Providence Ridge, a fifth and final map for State of Decay 2. It could also be Trumbull Valley from State of Decay 1, not the one from here State of Decay 2 Heartland, because it was minimized and
Yeah.
cut
It was
off
reduced. Yeah, it
the
was reduced.
northwestern part where the military area was. So maybe Trumbull Valley from State of Decay 1, but with the same look and visual colorization and saturation that Heartland has, because Heartland is more appealing, in my opinion, for the eyes than a regular Drucker County or Cascade Hills. I don't know,
It is.
Heartland looks
It is. It looks
pretty,
different. Yeah, I
yeah, it
agree.
looks
It's like
different.
the light palette on it is different. I really like
Everything, it
Heartland.
looks sharper at the same time.
Yes, it's
All
like a different
standards.
game. It's
Yeah,
almost
right.
like State of Decay 2 Heartland. It's a different game.
Yeah, that's what I'm also
Honestly, it
always
is.
thinking.
Yeah, it doesn't even resemble State of Decay 2.
No,
It feels
it feels
different.
like a
It's
highly modded State
crisper.
of Decay 1.
Exactly. Like it's a whole new entity, and I think that's what they're gonna have
Mhm.
to do if they ever talk about making a new map. They're gonna have to do something and maybe use the same setup that they did on Heartland because
Mhm.
you're right. The lighting is different. The color saturation is
And
different.
it's
Even
beautiful in my opinion.
yeah, and
It's
and
great
even
there.
the feel, the gunplay
Yeah.
is different. I noticed that, and I
Okay,
started
so
fooling
I'm not
around
the
with
only one.
Heartland.
Cool.
No, I'm pretty sure everybody else could say the same thing. It's a different game. I
Mhm.
agree with you there. I think that's
Yeah,
doable, man.
it looks different. Yeah.
So, Bunny, what's gonna be your deal, bro? What's
Man,
gonna be
I know they talked about something coming, and I'm like, what could it be? I have like no idea,
Bunny?
no clue.
Bunny, that's gonna be that's
Something.
gonna that's gonna be the last question, my dude. What you doing?
No, man. No, we on
You
State of
still
Decay
don't know.
too.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
talking
okay,
about.
okay, 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 okay. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Go
No,
ahead.
that's the
Go
last
ahead.
question.
No, no, no.
Oh
I
man.
was. We were gonna talk.
No,
We were
it's
gonna.
good.
We were gonna
It's
talk
good. Go
about that
ahead.
at the end. That was a surprise thing. But okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You can do it. It's
Oh,
good.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought okay, never mind.
No, do it. Do it. Do it. Just let's just
I
you open Pandora's box. Just do it. Let's go.
Leave it all out.
wow. I didn't know, man. I
Now, I
didn't know.
know.
I
I
was
know.
looking
I
at the
didn't tell
question
you.
in the
I didn't
future.
tell you or
Uh
Tino the question. You didn't know, but okay. Go ahead. It's
okay.
good.
All right.
Let's jump
Yeah,
to
it
it. Let's jump to it.
cuz I don't know. I don't know what I really want, anything extra, something simple. I mean, you brought up the ability to switch weapons quickly on the fly. That's a good
Mhm.
thing. And that's something that could easily be implemented. People, like Tino said, wouldn't mind having an extra map. That would be cool. But other than that, man, I don't know. Just something that I think that's in their ability to do without having to do a total revamp of their engine. I don't know. Um, One thing I'll mention this because I thought about this. We talked about that. I was like hoping that they would find a way, and I actually came up with an interesting way the other night while I was thinking about it. If they would have brought in the plague walls, but what would have
Oh
been
yeah,
an
yeah.
interesting way of bringing in the plague walls? And I thought they were going to make Lethal Zone progressively harder, where you started out with just the regular zombies, and then as you go, as the days go on, then it transitioned into more of like what Heartland is, right? With nothing
Hmm.
but plague zombies all over the map, and then the plague walls.
The map starts to change
Could
too. Like the
exactly,
landscape starts to get consumed by the plague.
exactly.
That would be cool, bro.
Now, a way that you could implement plague walls and undead labs, if you're listening, I'm serious. Contact me. I can work for you. Plague walls could have been implemented. They could have put the plague walls around the bases, right? So when
Hmm.
you go to claim your base, you have to take down the plague wall before you can
Right.
claim the base.
Oh, I
Which is
guess
cool.
that's it.
I think
That'd be
because
cool. And
I couldn't see any other way for them to like put it in a way that it would be because they would have to have certain areas on every map where the plague wall would be. It couldn't be just a
Yeah.
random thing.
the big bases
So
then.
that
If
would
you want
be
to
the best way
claim,
that I could see them.
yeah. If you want to
Exactly.
claim a big base, like the big bases, the ace,
Or if
man.
they want to make it
Yeah.
easier on themselves, maybe the big bases that everybody loves to go to,
Or
the 8-man bases, maybe they could put the plague walls there,
yeah.
Yep.
something like that. But I
Or
think they could
maybe
have
my
definitely
question is
implemented that.
What's
my
that?
question
That's
or
all.
my idea is that they could even add a fourth difficulty slider for that. That would only focus on that matter because maybe some people would like to play on Lethal Zone action difficulty, but without the plague words because it would be even more stressful for them. So
Yes,
I don't know.
yes.
Right.
That's
Right.
actually like a different game mode. Yeah, that's actually it's still good. It's a good idea, Bunny. I like it.
Definitely.
I like it. All
And
right,
maybe one
so
idea that I have to add if I'm allowed to.
yeah, go for it, bro.
Yeah,
Go
Okay,
for it.
cool. It's just one sentence because I'm always having this wish for like 3-4 months, adding some more diversity in the missions because that's also that keeps more players engaged for the longer run or the game itself more interesting if you have some more new quest lines. And not always, hey, I have an aunt there who was a prepper and has the prepper, or
Oh
hey, I'm
yes,
looking
yes.
for my old street drug dealer who has some nice prescription drugs left on
Tino,
the old building that I visited.
Tino,
It's always the same repetitive stuff that I don't know. I wish they had
Tino.
some more diversity with
I
missions.
I feel your pain, my dude.
My
That's
last wish.
no. I feel your pain and your suffering. Trust me.
It's sometimes
Yes,
too bland and too
I
repetitive. That's
I
just
I
all.
I feel you, bro. I did a 100-day
Okay.
challenge, and halfway through it, I thought I
Yeah,
was just gonna
it's
jump
getting
over
really
this.
boring.
I was gonna jump over the side and kill myself. That's what I felt like at one
It's
point. But
yeah.
I
It's a
got through
drought.
it.
It's simply a
Yeah,
drought.
it is. I agree. The diversity would be awesome, and I think that's within their capabilities too.
Should be,
All
yeah.
right, final question that we talked about, uh, that I gave you guys on the questionnaire is, you're gonna have to lead this one, Tina. So hopefully you're not winded from that last one.
No, no.
What?
I'm still good to go.
Okay, good. What do you want to see in State of Decay 3? Now, me and Bunny have answered this question, so our answer is going to be really short, but we want to hear what you want in State of Decay
Mhm,
3. Your number one thing, and I'm sure everybody
mhm.
else would like to know too.
So since we don't know when this game will launch, my prediction was I don't know late 2020 or maybe mid 2020 because both games, State of Decay 1 and 2,
2020.
launched mid years. Yeah.
We're in 2020 right now, man. I'm not going to repeat
Oh,
this year
no,
again.
sorry, I meant to say
Hey,
20,
Tino, I'm
2022.
not.
Yeah.
I'm not repeating this year again, my dude. This has not been a good year. All right, we're not doing this
Yeah, I
again.
got things mixed up.
Okay, okay. Let's fix that up. 2022, you mean? Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
So
Okay.
at least 1.5 to 2 years from now, because we only got a teaser, so a teaser means pretty much nothing. We had State of Decay 2 trailers in mid 2016, and 2 years later, the game itself was launched. So I think they'll take at least 2 more years from now. But the main things that I'd like to have is a just personal wishes that are also expressed in my State of Decay 3. Yeah, trailer analysis or teaser analysis when it was launched in I think end of July or mid July was that I'd like to have it more with more RPG and open world elements implemented into that, so that you mainly focus on one lone survivor, like a I don't know, the Forest game or Rust, The Long Dark, stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of such games, but if it comes from Undead Labs, the Undead Labs house, I would really looking forward to such a game, or a really, really completely overhauled State of Decay experience with one survivor only. For example, moving camps. If it was a community game like State of Decay 1 and 2, would be nice as well, but some things really need to change, and that many fans already expressed was a base that you can build up from scratch, from zero, anywhere, not having to move into certain buildings, or some prefabs of construction areas that you just move in and build up within those 3, 4, 10 slots that are given for facilities, and also some more skills and RPG elements on the characters itself. So the amount of traits that we had in State of Decay 2 was already a really complex system, and something I really digged compared to State of Decay 1, because State of Decay 1 merely had that huge system that went so much in depth with individual characters itself, because there was maybe a diversity of 100 to 300 different characters. But State of Decay 2 has no character that is similar, exactly the similar to another one, due to all those different traits and skill combinations that you can build up. But maybe some adding some more skills, so not just having 4 core skills with cardio, wits, shooting, fighting, but maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7. Like another one would be perception. One is I don't know, maybe intelligence or stuff like that. A little bit like what I
No,
said before, like a
we can't have
RPG game.
intelligence.
Hmm?
No, because then they don't have excuses for your damn NPCs rolling in zombie juice for no
Yeah,
reason. We
exactly.
can't have intelligence. No, we go cut that one out. But no, keep going, man. I'm sorry. I'm just messing with you.
And, and then still adding like a optional skill that you have, like now with either a quirk skill slot or a community skill slot with, the usual ones: medicine, craftsmanship, stuff like that, gardening, and a more in-depth RPG style of a game, or approach of that certain model in a game would be really beneficial for many new players, but also old players who would love to have a longer experience with a State of Decay game. And then also maybe just one game map at the beginning, and maybe every 2 to 3 years, or 1.5 years, I don't know, adding another map or a new area, new biome, whatever, into the game map itself, but having a map that is bigger than mixing all the 4 maps that we already have in State of Decay 2. So having one huge map that has some areas that are randomized, not always have the same buildings, the same areas, and
Ooh, that's how you asking for a lot there, bro. But I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
know, because
That's
they're they're taking
you're
over
going
from
deep.
Microsoft. They have a bigger budget,
No, yeah, they're gonna have to talk to Bethesda for that one, bro. That's getting a little too deep on that
Maybe
last.
I would
Hey,
expect
you
a
never know.
different
Wishful
game.
thinking right there.
They're
They
they're
got
gonna
Bethesda
they're
and
gonna have to,
Obsidian right now.
yeah, they're gonna
So
have to
Yeah,
talk. They're gonna have to
right.
they
talk to
got
both
two of
those
the best.
people. They got two of the best at the game, so yeah, they can cross train or
They have
something.
inspiration. They have the resources now, because I looked at the numbers a couple of months ago. State of Decay 2 sold like 9 or 10 million copies. That's quite a lot. I mean, compared to State of Decay 1,
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of money
That,
from that. I mean, they have to
well,
spend it
yeah,
somewhere, right?
yeah. Oh, you would think, and then people are constantly have
The
their
wish list.
Game Pass, but
I actually like
always.
being able to switch maps myself, but
Mm-hmm.
that's just me.
All right, Bunny. Well, if you're done, Tino,
I'm
we're gonna
done.
hear what Bunny's got to say on that question.
Okay.
Do you need me to read it again, Bunny? Or
Okay.
you?
No, State of Decay 3.
Yes. What do you want?
First thing I want to say, I mean, anybody that's familiar with my channel, they know that I put up a wish list video.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I don't presume to know what Undead Labs has in mind for State of Decay 3. I don't like to speculate, but I do like to put a little input of a couple of things I like to see. So I've asked for, and I think it would be in their interest, because some people want it, some people don't. But the way to compromise on that is PvP. Now,
Oh, yeah.
like Tino said, when he's making comparisons of other games to State of Decay, I do that in my video.
Bigger.
I'm not gonna say what game, but I use a game and I show the gameplay of that game, and I say
Please
you
don't
can
say
take
that
that.
game. Please
I'm
don't
not
say
gonna
that game.
say it, and we put it. we I use the gameplay of that game to show to give an example of how it could work in a separate mode. Now remember, guys, I'm saying separate mode, not the main game.
Mm.
Just like Daybreak is a
Yep.
separate mode. But just like Daybreak, you can take some of the rewards that you earn and bring it back into your main game.
Yep.
Well, that
It would
PvP
be nice.
mode, just an idea. The wandering trader is mysterious, right? Nobody knows where he comes from, why they only show up
Buddy, I
on
know where he comes
weekends and
from.
not Mondays.
I know.
Was that?
I know. He's with Captain Kirk,
Yeah.
bro.
So yeah, the mysterious wandering trader is
Yeah.
going to these PvP maps,
He's with
looting it up,
Spock
trying to
and Kirk.
survive against other wandering traders and coming back. That could be a way that we could introduce again, and I'm not going to go too far with that. Customizable character that we make that we can go in into the PvP stuff and then come back and interact with our regular communities. That's all I want to say on that. Separate mode PvP. Don't hate it,
Or
guys.
or
Games for years have always had a multiplayer component and still have a good single player. Go ahead.
or
Yep.
also have a place where communities can meet, and I can trade, let's say, my AK-47 for, I don't know,
I
Tino's
got you.
super duper katana that I really really want, but I haven't been able to get in my game. Stuff like that. I think something like having a bazaar, having some kind of trading aspect to the game, along with multiplayer implemented into the game separately. I need to distance.
Separately,
I need to use that word very,
yeah.
because people get triggered and
Because
they don't want.
people don't hear when I say separate mode. They
No, no,
don't get
no.
it. Separate mode. Now,
So,
getting back to the single player, I also think too that they should put more RPG elements into the game and story elements into the game. Now, I play a lot of open world games, third person open world games, right? And one of the things I always say, you could have like a heavy story driven game. You can have a game like State of Decay and other games where they focus on gameplay and randomization more than story. Now, how do we blend those two together? And I told Prime that on one of our conversations, right? What you do is you focus on the story and the RPG elements initially, and then once you finish the story, if you have a really good story, you put all the random stuff in the end game. That way people always have a reason to go back and play.
Yep.
So that's my idea. Again, Undead Labs, I'm available. You know, I think
he's
that's a
trying.
Yeah.
good way to do it. It'd be give people a good reason to go back
Bunny,
and play in an open world.
Bunny
Yes,
has.
sir.
Listen, I've sat down with Bunny for many hours, Tino,
Mm.
and he got some of the craziest ideas. But some of his stuff,
Yep.
man, you think about it, you're like, man, I didn't even think about that. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes he gives me a good
But
idea.
it's simple.
No,
It's
no,
to me,
no.
it's
But
really
I mean,
simple.
I need to explain something before going any further, Bunny. He gave me a good idea on something, right? And
Yep.
and then I'm like, yo, that's a good idea. You need to use that. And he's like, nah, I'm just gonna sit on it and this and that. I'm like, no, bro, you need to use that like right now. Get on your thing and start
Yeah.
recording. No, man, I don't want to do Lethal Zone because of this and that. You need to get on this idea because it is a good one and it's gonna help you. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. He has a lot of good
Yep.
ideas, man, but he doesn't have the killer instinct to attack it. You know what I mean? You got to push Bunny a little bit, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm
True.
here now. And it's kind of like we have this relationship where he gives me ideas, I run with him, and he got a good idea for himself, and I push him. You know what I mean? Because I'm a pusher, so I'm gonna push him to
Yeah.
do it. So it's working out, man. We're having a really good relationship. I'm really fortunate that I met somebody like that in this state of
That's
my
great
life.
idea.
So yeah, man. And on the labs, if you're listening, get in touch with Bunndee Games. I'm
I
telling
will.
you, he's gonna blow your socks off. That's all I gotta say. Because he's blown mine a couple of times, and partly some of the stuff that I've been doing in my content for the last 6 months has a lot to do with him. Most people don't know that because I was just doing playthroughs, and then all of a sudden my content has changed. Right? I start
They
doing
know
things,
now.
so they know hire Bunndee Games. He got
Yeah,
ideas.
people don't understand. They're like, why he's thinking this dude? He just a sidekick, right? Right?
No, no,
Why
they
is he
don't know
thinking
that.
this dude?
They don't know. They know now. They know now. But I needed to put that
Okay,
out there because I got to put spotlight on him, man. He
I
deserves a lot
appreciate
of
that, man.
credit, and he deserves a lot of credit for my success as well. And there's other people too that I'm thankful for. Other people have stepped in, other content creators like yourself, Tino.
Mhm.
I gotta mention BM, Brian Menard. I gotta mention Red Cougar. I gotta mention Get Good Fox. All these people that I
Yeah.
mentioned, they've all had a play in my channel, somewhere, shape, or form, for me to get to the end. But out of every single one of them, this man right here has done well
The
over
most.
what's required. You know what I mean? Like well
Yeah.
over. He's like I said, I'm real fortunate to have a friend like him, and I can consider him a friend, even though I haven't met him in real life yet. But anyway, Tino, um,
Yeah.
I gotta put in. Are you done, buddy, with the State of the K3 stuff? Cause I think I cut you
Yeah,
off, man.
yeah,
I,
that's it.
I I
That's it.
apologize for cutting you off like that,
For the
bro. But I had
moment.
to. I had to put it out there like that. State of the K3.
I appreciate it.
What do I want to see? Right. I don't want this to become a reach around session for Bunny. I don't want Prime reaching around for Bunny. You know what I mean? Anyway, some what's it called? Bromance? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the
Tino?
bromance.
The bromance. Yeah, I don't want this to become that. So anyway, what do I want to see in State of the K3? Well, what I want to see in State of Decay 3 is I think what everybody else wants to see in State of Decay 3. And to be quite frankly, I think the formula from State of Decay 1 and State of Decay 2 was changed and altered a little bit. It became more
Mhm.
RNG. There was less controlled characters. There was less story. And in a way that's good and in a way that's bad. What I want State of Decay 3 to be is a combination of both the great things of State of Decay
Yeah.
1 and the great things of State of Decay 2. That's what I want State of Decay 3 to be. The multiplayer aspect of the game, the PvP, as a separate mode, I'm going to say that in parentheses,
Mhm.
is a great idea because that's going to give the game more, what's the word I'm looking for? More scope.
Replayability, more
It's going to
replay
give you,
value.
yeah, and it's going to give Undead Labs the ability to also make more money through the multiplayer,
Yeah,
kind of like Warzone does with Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Just like PUBG, just like all these games, it gives Undead Labs another avenue to make content, cosmetics, if you want to just make cosmetics, and have people play through them, and they don't have to all be bought, and that way they can be found in the map, whatever, little things, little trinkets, different scopes, stuff like that. It gives Undead Labs another avenue of revenue, and it also exposes the game to more players
Yeah.
because what's big? Multiplayer. Call of Duty, years now. Multiplayer, that's all they have to offer. You look at Battlefield, what do they have to offer? Multiplayer. So obviously, there's a big market for that. And I want State of Decay 3 and Undead Labs to succeed because they have a really good company full of good people in it,
Mhm.
you know?
Definitely.
And I want them to be and produce even greater games and stay within the philosophy that they have now, taking care of their community. That's what I want State of Decay 3 to be, guys. In a nutshell.
and some people think when you're speaking about multiplayer that it's all team deathmatch, and it's not. I'm
No,
a fan of objective based multiplayer.
I was
You
about to
know,
say,
you can get
don't
in
say
with
it.
one person. I'm not
Okay.
two people and go in, and they'll give you like different objectives on the map, and you can choose. Well, I'm gonna go and get this Clio drop. I'm gonna go in over here because I know there's a rare weapons crate. See, they can
Mhm.
put in their own uh things that they have in State of Decay already, just like other games, but just have the State of Decay flavor. And then you do that, and it's not about going over here, bang, 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 kill this person, respawn, go over here, bang, bang. I'm not talking about that. So, and that's what I like to get people to understand. So it can be fun, it can be challenging, but it doesn't have to be PvP deathmatch kind of thing.
Agreed. Although there's nothing wrong with PvP deathmatch either. I'm just saying.
I know, my dude. I know. COD, I got
Cause,
you.
cause you know me, you know what I like to do. So
I'm
there's
talking
nothing wrong with
GSOD,
it.
not
No,
COD.
oh, but dude. But anyway, Tino, I wanna thank you so much, man. Thank you for
No,
taking
I
the
have to
invitation.
thank you both.
No, man, this has been a pleasure and a freaking honor to
Also,
be here with you, man, and to get to know you this way, and this is intimate. And I told you I'm a big fan of your content. Hey, y'all get
thank
down.
you.
I'm a
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah. So
Yeah.
now I got to
Put
put up with two
repetitions on
guys
top of
doing
the
the
list.
Arnold impression. Both of y'all got to listen to
At
that.
least,
Yeah.
at least
Hey,
4 to 5
are
exercises
we
for
gonna
each
touch
muscle.
on that mystery question before we go,
Hmm.
Prime?
No, no, no. We're gonna leave that for another day, Bunny. We leave that one alone.
Okay, all
It's
right. I'm
okay.
sorry.
We
I'm
kind we
sorry.
kind of tapped on it, so we just leave it alone. It's okay. We're good. I think this is some great A quality content, and I want to hear Tino's Arnold real quick before we cut this off. So, what you were gonna say?
So yeah, keep in mind that you have to do at least 4 to 5 exercises for each muscle group, and then push out all repetitions that you can do. Right. So now get down, do your 50 push-ups all at one
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then I ask you afterwards. I'm gonna ask your girlfriend and ask her, who's your daddy? Yeah. Okay. So to finish up my final words. I'm very grateful once again that you had me in here. Um, so yeah, that I was part of the Prime Directive was a blast for me. Uh, and would like to join you for the next sessions, either playing with you guys or just having a chat, off screen, off recording. So
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely, my dude. That
Yeah, for
was
sure.
we
definitely a
definitely
fun one.
wanna we got to do something in the
Yeah,
future, and I
definitely.
think
We had to plan. We had planned something similar for like 3 or 4 months, or meeting in the
yes,
game, recording
yes.
something. So
Definitely, definitely. Look, man. I was gonna extend that olive branch right now, actually.
mm,
So you beat me to it. So that's good. We're all on the same. We're all on the same page on it. I'm pretty sure Bundy
uh,
wouldn't mind it as well. Um,
Oh, definitely.
so anyway,
yeah.
Bundy, you want to say something because Tino stole the show with I don't know the y'all.
I can't compete with that, man. You guys and your Arnold impressions, I can't compete with that. I don't do impressions, so.
Bunny
But
got
no, it
one
was
voice.
fun hanging out. Nice to speak with you, Tino. It was a blast.
Thanks.
I enjoyed it. We're
Me
gonna
as
have to
well.
do this again, and yeah, we're gonna have to get together. I don't. Maybe we can talk about that once we're done. About
Yeah.
joining me and Prime on one of his streams.
Yeah, for
Definitely,
sure.
man. Definitely. All right,
I would be
Tino.
honored.
Thank you so much for being here, Bunny. Like always,
Yeah,
a
thanks for having me.
pleasure and an honor, my
Oh,
dude.
and guys, don't forget, check out my playthrough.
Oh
Episode 2 is
yeah,
coming out
yeah.
today.
Check out both Tino's playthrough
Naked
and
and dead
Bundy D
and
Games.
alone.
Naked, yeah, he's naked and alone. I'm naked and not
Naked,
afraid.
afraid, and alone.
And Tino is just doing Nightmare Zone. That's it. Hard. I mean, I'm talking about Lethal Zone hard. That's his. His the way he does it. But anyway, check out both these gentlemen's content, guys. There're gonna be links in the descriptions below. There's gonna be
Thanks a
links
lot.
popping out as we're talking. There's gonna be screenshots. There's all kinds of stuff that's gonna be in the editing as we're talking. So you guys got plenty of opportunities and zero excuses to sub to both my homeboys. All right, so that's all I have for now, guys. Light, love, and peace. Congrexes. Checking out.